Hi everybody, Danny Schaefer here, and I am the creator of a cash commanding system called whatisleveragizer that creates hundreds, even thousands of dollars instantly on demand and in cash without lists, JV partners, websites, and whatever else you think you might need or think you don't have. And I'm going to tell you a couple of stories, and you're probably going to wonder if all these rags to riches stories are really true. Well, yes, they are. But all the people in these stories had to do something to get there. They all had the right perception. They all had to work for it. They all knew that things don't always go as planned, but they all had a secret weapon. That secret weapon is leverage, and that's what Leveragizer is. It's a cash-producing, wealth-building system that I created based on corporate trading practices that allow you to tap into a huge arsenal of assets that you can leverage to create more profits and save time and hire more people. Now, when I say corporate trading practices, I don't mean anything like insider trading that's going to land you in jail, with Martha Stewart's old cell or anything. I say corporate trading practices because this is actually the exact same principles that all businesses from Wall Street to Main Street have used to shoestring their way from absolutely nothing, or what appeared to be nothing, to ultimate success. It's the one common denominator of all success stories. They all used some kind of leverage. The big secret lever, one of many that I'm going to tell you about in Leveragizer, is a stealth tactic that I like to use called ALP. ALP stands for Asset Leverage Profits. Leveragizer helps you to identify your assets, probably ones you don't even know that you have, and effectively leverage them for whatever else you need, making money, saving time, hiring people, so you can make more money. Most people have only one perception of money: cold hard cash. But asset means value, and value equals money. Cold hard cash. Leverage means to exert power or influence on. And profits are more cash, more assets, and more leverage. When we leverage our assets, we're actually using them to exert power over something else. More time, more money, more people. Now, Leveragizer works to change this one tiny perception of money into seeing money in your assets, and you discover hidden assets, you leverage them to create cash flow, and then you leverage that cash flow to hire people so you can leverage your time, so you can secure more assets. And as you repeat this process, it actually becomes a self-evolving, exponentially self-replicating money machine. You probably want to know, does it work? Yes, it does, and I'm going to tell you a couple of stories of where it did work, but I want you to know that none of this involved product launches, JV partners, or even affiliates. The first time I tested using leverage was on my own cash paid daily system. I was a single mom, trying to find a way to make a living from home because my kids were little and I didn't have money to put them in daycare. I had a talent for writing articles. Now, a talent is a soft asset, and I leveraged that asset to write articles and start making $150 a day. Not a bad living, but I wanted more, just like everybody else. So I tested it again by leveraging the client base I had, a list of clients who were already buying my articles, and I sold them premium writing services like press releases and autoresponder series, solo ads, and direct response sales letters. And I increased my income to about $1,200 a week by offering these upsells. But you see, my time was limited and I could only do so many articles and so much writing, so I instituted test number 3. I leveraged the global reach of the internet to hire writers to handle the articles, allowing me to do less work for more money and create a sustainable stream of income. Finally, in test number 4, I leveraged the entire system to create a hard asset, which was a book I wrote called Cash Paid Daily. I made about $800 in just a few days. All I did was spend $20 on an advertisement on the Warrior Forum in their WSO section to put this book up for sale. And in a couple of days, it was a $7 book, and it made $800. But test number 5 was actually done in conjunction with the Cash Paid Daily book. I had another soft asset, which was a relationship with a product owner. And he had a hard asset. That was a couple of tools. Actually, he had 2 hard assets, 2 tools, that were complementary to what I was already selling in Cash Paid Daily. And I had some other hard assets, which were some resale rights products. So I leveraged my relationship with him, that soft asset, to merge his hard assets and my hard assets to come together and create an upsell, which brought in an extra $400 from the sale of that book, just that one advertisement. And in doing this, I had created a hard asset that would produce cash for me over and over again, because every time that book sells now, I make money again. So, what can this do for you? I'm sure you're wondering, what can you leverage? And does this work for everyone? And by the way, Leveragizer is not just about leveraging your assets. That's only a tiny part of what Leveragizer is all about. It will work for just about anyone. Back in February, I sent out an exclusive invite to a very small group of personal friends to test out Leveragizer and put it to work for them. I sent out an email to about 15 of my closest friends, but I only took 5 people into the test program. In 15 minutes, every single person I'd emailed had responded, but I could only take 5 people. And here's what happened, their results. Student number 1 made $1,125 from a micro launch. Now, this is basically a WSO on the Warrior Forum, or a small solo ad. That's a micro launch. It's really not a launch. There wasn't a bunch of hoopla built up before it. It was just a product. We bought a small advertisement, and this was the return. She made $1,125. She had a tiny list, but she was also in a very saturated market. Student number 2 was a friend of mine who actually found himself homeless due to a illness that had him hospitalized for 2 months and a divorce that followed. And he was living in a church, and he went from homeless to a $300,000 house on the water in just 10 days. And get this, he was selling a product to people who were sitting on toxic assets. Student number 3 created a $500 weekly income using free stuff as leverage. And yes, you can actually make money with free stuff. And student number 4 got a free car. Okay, this was me, but it's a great story. Now, here's the clever bit. All this got done in just the first 10 days, and just by leveraging some assets. Just one part of what Leveragizer is all about, leveraging the assets. Aside from a $20 or $40 advertising spend, nobody spent any real money, and you don't even really have to spend that. They leveraged what they already had in the house. They had no list and no JV partners. And they didn't have big launches. So here's what I'd like to give you. I want to give you a detailed report that tells you the true story behind how leverage is actually used in big business to create massive wealth, and how you can use it to increase your results in your online marketing business and hopefully create some massive wealth for yourself. I'm going to give you a video where you can actually see Leveragizer in action, some interviews with the students that I just told you about, and a proven model that you can steal so you can start making money by leveraging your assets starting right now. All you need to do is put your name and email address in, and I'm going to give you all this stuff. And if you're wondering why I'm giving all this stuff away, one day I might want you might want to become my customer, and I want to make sure that if and when you make the decision to become my customer, you already have the solid foundation of everything I'm about to show you to build on, and you got kind of a head start on everybody else. So go ahead and put your name and email address in, and I'll send you the video.